You know that the reason why I put content and videos on my YouTube channel and blog and share with newsletters with my students and people who sign up for the free basic exercises, it's because I want to share a deeper perspective about the energy practices, about what we do in general. Because if we're here, we belong to a certain kind of people. Energy practice is something maybe we discovered, but we surf, browse on certain waters, so to speak, on certain areas of life. And this area of life, which is called spirituality, probably, has many deviations, many traps, and many things that are not really that clear, that can make life very complicated, very like cryptic sometimes, very difficult to investigate, even to live to a certain extent. I actually, at the moment, I enjoy most of the time the company of people who don't know anything about all this stuff, that spiritual people. I was, and to some extent I'm still one of them, because when we are spiritual people, we have ideas about ourselves. We are spiritual people. We eat in a certain way, we know certain things are right, we know that the world goes in a certain way. It's really a kind of stereotype of people that sometimes is very difficult to deal with. And if I'm making this video, is actually to show the possibility and tell you the possibility of throwing everything away in one go and actually experiencing life. Simply experiencing life. Life as you are, not as you trying to be, life as you are. This is something actually that took me a long time, because it means sometimes to reject things that we might even feel guilty for, such as abandoning certain sets of beliefs, certain religions, certain spiritual paths, certain people, and actually decide, you know what? All these things, they never worked at the end of the day. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. I'm still have an inner struggle. I still have something. And the real question will be, why? Wouldn't be that maybe the solution wasn't into another belief, into another practice, into another system, into another religion? And I think this is a turning point. If we are courageous enough just to leave the wheel and say, you know what, from now on I'm just gonna watch myself 100%. And of course in that process we might get some tools that are a little bit more neutral. Like in my case, after reading books when I was very young, a teenager, mystical books, going into psychedelic, into drugs, into medicinal plant, into Buddhism, Vajrayana practices, Sangha, and all the rest of it. I ended up doing Nei Gong, which was neutral. And I really fell in love with it because there was no belief, there was no structure in one sense, which doesn't mean there is no respect. I have a great admiration and respect towards my teacher as a father, really. Not really, I'm responsible for my life, but I have a great admiration for the kind of work that has been passed to me, not because I know I took this thing, it comes from some kind of lineage of powerful people, no, nothing of that, because I've seen transformation, improvements, little improvements in myself, I would say, and I've seen the effectiveness of the practices, and I'm really grateful for everybody who came before me. And I think this is something very important to have. Great respect, great love for being given this possibility, for having found somebody who did it genuinely, and for improving my life. And this is what I'm trying to do with my students. I don't feel like I'm a teacher or master or whatever, you know. I'm passing on some stuff that made the change in my life and many other people's life, and hopefully will do the same for you. But the only way to do it is by practicing, not by talking and reading, as you know. We might end up into a path like this, which is practical. It's like same way when maybe you feel depressed and people tell you go for a walk or do some push-up and everything like this. You put everything in motion, you feel better. There's no need for going to psychologist or a psychotherapist, sitting there and trying to catch the reason why you were abused when you were young and why you're still carrying on that thing. Those things are luggages, are like backpacks that we are carrying on in our life. Sometimes there are good excuses why we are in a certain way, because we don't want to change or we don't want to see actually we're playing a childish role, so we go around believing all those things. But that's a very limited life. It's like completely structured and limited by the conditionings that we have. Conditioning, I mean life experiences, the way we've been raised, brought up, the way we have faced certain situations, what people think about us. So my suggestion, and I know that it is the most difficult suggestion for a thing to do for a spiritual guy, which I mean, or girl, which I mean somebody who's interested in inner development and questioning life, is actually to throw everything away, which is somehow the death of the spiritual seeker. And this is a collapse for the identity, even for the mind, because the mind say, who am I going to be if I'm not going to believe anything anymore? I'm just going to live normally, like everybody does, but just aware that I have to pay attention to myself, to my bad tendencies, to my life, in one sense. Because in one sense, those bad tendencies, they stay bad tendencies only because we're not aware of them. When we react on something, but when we act on that same something, it's different. Maybe we have even the same kind of energy, so to speak, but we are not blinded by the situation. So we are aware and we are able to make choices. It's little pause that happens between what we are perceiving and how we are acting on it. Doing only that, and throwing any book, throwing any guru, I know that I'm saying things that many people will not agree on, but I have the right to say what I think, so if you like it, you listen to it, otherwise go on another channel. Doing this, first of all, I invite you to just listen, because I think listening to points of view that can be challenging, it's a way to grow. You know, it's like when you are a kid or you do something wrong, and somebody in front of you is telling you something, and you are there, you listen to it and say, you know what, actually, I see now what you mean. So what I invite you to do is to just listen, and then, of course, do whatever it feels appropriate for you. Everybody should live according our own truth, what we feel here, right? What it feels right for us. And not everybody is meant to run. Some people are meant to walk, some people are sitting on the chair. So everybody should go wherever, do whatever they can. And there is actually no hierarchy of more enlightened people or less enlightened people. We are human beings here. But doing this kind of experiment, just try it for a few days of removing any kind of interest and just not trying, just stay empty, which means whatever your mind tells, just don't listen to it. Just discard everything, whether it is a judgment of a situation or whether it is an anxiety that you might have, whether it is an illness you might have, more difficult when the body calls, everybody responds. Try just to throw things out and see how you feel about it. Just this test. When you will go and practice again your Nei Gong, Nei Qigong, Qigong practice in this way, I think you will be in a better spot to understand what I've tried to stretch with many videos and even the book I wrote, which is that there is something more than us, than our mind, life and its subtleties, its force behind it. And that probably, I think, in my opinion, at least for me, and I can see for some people, it has been the only solution that comes from this surrendering and acknowledging that we don't know. And there is an immense powerful thing that comes with it, that unfortunately when we read many things, mystical stuff, qigong stuff, meridians, all this kind of stuff, we cannot experience. That force is, we are that force, but it's much bigger than us. We're still trapped into this container of thoughts and physical form. But here we have the possibility. And if those words of mystics, of wise and noble people are really true, we have to find out by ourselves. And in my opinion, the best way is to empty the container as much as you can, to the point that you might even feel a struggle sometimes of being right, of challenging people's opinion, of commenting badly on a YouTube channel, really taking everything out. If you're interested into this kind of discovery, I think it's the best tip that I can give. Is really to learn to constantly be quiet and emptying things rather than acting things.
Before you go, I want to tell you that there is a new book available called Story of a Nei Gong Practitioner. It's a book that I wrote recently. It has been translated in 3 languages, in Spanish and in Italian also. It is a book that it's perfect, I think, for everybody practicing energy practices, whether you're doing Nei Gong or just qigong or some kind of energy practices. But also if you are a spiritual seeker, as I am and I was actually, for a long time, I think this book can provide great insight. If you want to check it out, there is also the audiobook available. This book at the moment is available on Amazon, so you can buy it everywhere in your country. And the audiobook has been distributed at the moment, so might be everywhere in a little time, platforms such as Audible, Apple Books, all these kind of places. If you want to get it, you can also go on my website in the link below, and also in the web address that you see on this video, Nei Gong Jiaoshi Andrea /book, where you can get the audiobook and the book for a very special price, in the sense that you're gonna have also a promo code to use for your first Nei Gong class. So click the link, go there, check it out. I think it's worth it, and hopefully it's going to be useful for you for your energy practice journey. But not only that, it's a book that can really transform the way you think.